am so excited for you to meet four bright, thoughtful, and talented interns who've been spending their summer at RTM. Shayla Johnson, Alex Scharfe, Anna Mattson, and Habiba Watfa. This episode takes you behind the scenes of what it's really like to learn, grow, and contribute here as an intern. You'll hear what drew them to RTM, the projects they've worked on, the lessons they'll carry forward, and the memorable moments that made their summer unforgettable. Whether it's mentoring, exploring career possibilities, or tackling Mario Kart rivalries, their stories capture the energy and culture that make RTM unique. I'm Katherine Jelinek, your host for Beyond Engineering, a podcast from RTM Engineering Consultants, where a genuine devotion to people and their passions empowers us to grow together, lead with integrity, and make a meaningful impact. Welcome, everyone. I am so excited today to be here with an absolutely wonderful panel of interns at RTM: Shayla Johnson, Alex Scharfe, Anna Mattson, and Habiba Watfa. And today we're going to talk about their summer of interning at RTM, why they chose RTM, what they're learning, and where they're headed to from here. So welcome, everybody. This is really exciting to have you here, and I'm so grateful that you're having this conversation with us after, I know you still have a few more weeks maybe, but after your awesome summer so far. So let's start with some intros, and then we'll get into our conversation. First, share your name, even though we can see it on the screen, where you are from, the school you attend, your major in school, and your why for engineering. What drew you to engineering? How about Anna? Go ahead and start us off.
Sure, yeah. My name is Anna Mattson. I'm currently, or I will be, a junior at the University of Nebraska, Omaha this coming semester. I'm studying architectural engineering and plan on getting a master's in mechanical and acoustic design. I'm from Iowa City, Iowa, and currently in the Denver office here at RTM. And I chose engineering because obviously I loved math and science and all of those kind of classes in high school, but was a very big theater kid, did show choir, vocal lessons, band, theater, all of the above. So wanted to be able to incorporate my love for music and found acoustical engineering. And I felt like it was a really good blend of my passions.
That's so wonderful. Thank you, Anna. Who's next?
I'll go next. I'm Shayla Johnson. I'm from Hutchinson, Kansas, and I'm going to be a senior at Kansas State University this next year. I'm majoring in architectural engineering, and I'm going the structural route. And I chose engineering because I enjoy math and problem solving.
That's awesome. Thank you, Shayla.
Go next. I'm Habiba Watfa. I'm from Palatine, Illinois, and I go to the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Next year, well, I guess this year I'll be a senior. I am studying architectural engineering with a specialty in mechanical systems and a minor in psychology. Overall, I chose engineering because I truthfully dislike theory. I don't like math theory, I don't like physics theory, but when I took those application classes, it just all made sense. So that's why I'm here.
I love that. Thanks, Habiba.
All right, I guess I'll end off the intros. So my name is Alex. I'm from Grayslake, Illinois, right near Six Flags Great America, one of the flagship amusement parks, if you know where that is. I also attend Milwaukee School of Engineering, and my major is architectural engineering with a specialty yet to be determined, but we'll figure that out soon, probably my second semester of junior year. So I'm going to be a junior next year. And then why engineering? Since I was a kid, I've always loved building like things like I'm a big Lego person. I played with Lincoln Logs, and then like just it kind of sparked a big interest in like structures and everything and how buildings work. So yeah, I would say that's why I chose this route.
I love that, Alex. That's cool. Thank you, everyone. Alex, I have a 6-year-old son who sounds like he's headed in that direction with his
Yeah,
Legos and Lincoln Logs. Yes.
it's so funny. When I was doing it, I was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna grow out of it, but no, I still build Lego sets and all that. So yeah, I just keep it going.
That's cool. Sometimes it's always in there from the beginning, and it sounds like with each of you, you have a bit of that. So let's talk first about why did you choose RTM for your summer internship? There's a lot of internships out there, and just curious about how this transpired for you. What drew you to RTM? Alex, we've just finished talking with you. Let's start with you, and then we'll go from there.
So funny thing, like I was at a career fair last semester and I talked with I was for the MSOE, so the Milwaukee office recruiters were there and I was talking with them and they seemed like a really good company. And then they said, "Oh, feel free to apply." And then I did that. And then later on, Tim Hendrick, who is in the Schaumburg office, reached out to me about an opportunity to intern at RTM and I'm like, "Ooh, that's a good opportunity. Might as well intern and see how it goes." And I thought it's been a great experience.
That's awesome. Super glad to hear that. Cool.
To kind of branch off. So, okay, a little longer story.
Yeah.
I interned. My first internship ever was with a different company. They were just with a general contractor, but we were located on a site where they were dealing with a lot of mechanical systems. So me being intrigued, I was like, wow, maybe this is a route for me. Coincidentally, the same summer, Tim Hendrick reached out to me over LinkedIn and was like, "Hey, you live close. You go to the Milwaukee School of Engineering because he's an alumni." And he was like, maybe come by for a visit. And what's now I'm here. This is my second summer.
Wonderful. So this is your second summer at RTM?
Yes. Yep.
That's so cool. So you obviously had a great time last year. Wanted to come back. Okay, big thanks to Tim for all of your networking. Well done.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Shayla or Anna?
I can go. So the way Kansas State does like the interview process is a little bit different than your guys' school. We have a job board where we can sign up for interviews with any company we want, and then they come and do a presentation about their company one day, and then the next day they do all of the interviews. So I interviewed with a lot of companies. I don't even remember how many. But what stood out to me about RTM is that it's a large company, so we have a lot of resources to do like bigger projects and different projects. And I like that the offices are kind of everywhere, but they have like the smaller vibe to them. So like I know everybody in my office, which I really like.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wow, that's very insightful of you to have picked all of that up, especially from that kind of career presentation day. It's lovely. Okay, Anna, how about you?
Similarly, I learned about RTM and then also BG Building Works, which is what was originally here in the Denver office. We just recently finished merging all of our computers and it's kind of officially a part of RTM now. I think that happened about a year ago. I remembered BG Building Works from the career fair. I had also talked to RTM, so reached out to both separately, got an
Oh,
interview with both, and then
wow.
got and realized, oh, they're connected. And so I just remember really connecting with people at the career fair. It did help that they were one of the only ones at the career fair that had acoustics, especially one that was willing to talk to freshmen. Most of them were junior or senior level only, and so they were very willing to give me information. And so it was one. I studied abroad in Ireland for a semester and was not able to attend my career fair this year, so I reached out to them over email and was able to connect with people there and got a couple of interviews. I was not intending on ending up in Denver. I was actually, since I'm from Iowa, I was looking at the Davenport office, but really connected with our one of our office managers here, Samantha Gale, and she was like, "Well, you can come join us here in Lakewood," and so it's been a pretty great experience. So
Very cool. Okay. Noticing a few things. Number one, personal outreach and personal connections. That's really cool. Number two, I love that RTM is taking the leap on younger students and not getting overly, focused on only those juniors and seniors. Like, really do love it that you're getting the experience right from the get-go. And then, Habiba, you get to come back for a second summer if you liked it, if there's more time. And that's lovely too. So, and then Shayla, your comment about how it's got the small vibe, but there's a lot of opportunities and resources and different places to be. That is so spot on and very astute of you to notice. It just after one summer, even it seemed like you noticed that right from the beginning. So that's so cool. Okay, so into our second part of this conversation, let's talk about your experiences this summer and then also your perspectives on careers in engineering. So these are very general questions, but I'm excited to hear your stories. So, what did you learn this summer about engineering and actually the real work of engineering? What lessons or memories and experiences are going to stick with you? Did anything surprise you? What was the most fun? So those are a lot of different questions. Whatever stands out, feel free to tell us what you saw and did and what was surprising and fun. And let's see. Yeah, go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, so something that I was kind of surprised about coming here. This is my first internship, so I haven't had a lot of experience with actually working in the field. It's just the amount of projects that each team works on at one time. We probably have 15 or 20 projects under our belts at a time. And while not everybody's working on every single one, there is a lot of diversity, and it meant that I was able to get my hands on a lot of different projects, especially since my mentor kind of crowdsourced some work and tried to get me on as many projects as possible. But yeah, I really expected it to only be a couple of projects per team. I have a team of about 8 people. We're on the in the commercial COE, and we're taking on a lot of projects, and it's been really cool. It's also allowed me to go on a couple of site visits. I have one yet this afternoon, and I've been to like a ski lodge, and we're going to a prison and luxury houses, and so it's all sorts of um, different styles as well. It's not just the same thing over and over, copy paste kind of thing. It's been a very large variety, which I've really appreciated.
That's wonderful. So cool that your mentor, you have one, and that they're intentionally helping you experience a variety of things. That's pretty unique. Shayla, are you ready?
Yeah, to kind of I can relate to Anna on that, having like 15 different projects at one time. It's really great because you're always busy and you're always working on like different things, as you said. But I'm on like the structural side, so it's a little bit different. I guess another thing that doesn't really have to do with like the engineering work, but I have learned a lot about like work life balance because most people in my office are married and have kids. So it's really interesting to learn how they manage work and then having a family outside of that.
Okay, so really quick, love that because there's a huge gulf between, like, I can say, yes, the life I had before, the life I have now as a mother, two different things. And
Yeah,
sometimes you don't know what you don't know, but what have you noticed? Like, what lessons or tidbits are you picking up?
I guess so. Right now, like obviously, I'm not married, I don't have any kids, so I just go to work, then go to the gym after work, and then go home, study for the FE. That's kind of my routine. But listening to like the people that do have kids and are married, they're like have to go to the gym before work, then go to work, and then they go home and play with their kids, and then some of them work. Like some of them come to the office at 6 a.m. so that way they can leave early and go hang out with their kids more. So it's kind of learning how to like adjust to that. It's interesting.
Totally. Requires
Yeah.
more flex. That's
Yeah.
true. And the cool thing is I think you're picking up is that RTM allows room for that flex, which is great.
Yes, that is great.
Hmm. Great. Alex, are you ready?
Yeah, and to kind of build off that, like the work-life balance, like everyone said, is very strong. Like for example, my mentor and I were going to a site visit, and we started like talking about personal stuff in our lives, and then we were like talking about the music we were listening to on the way there, and then he got on the topic about his wedding and what songs he played, and I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool that I get to make that connection and like learn more about their personal life and what they like.
That's really sweet. That's awesome. No, that is really fun is getting to know people and get connected with them. So is this everybody gets paired with a mentor? Is that what happens? Wow. RTM, of course you do that. Great.
Denver, I think it's different too because I have two mentors and I switched halfway through the summer. So I was on the commercial team for, it wasn't exactly halfway, I was on commercial team for about 8 weeks. And then the last 5 or so weeks of my time here, I'm with the homes team.
Hmm.
So I get to still be a part of both sets of meetings and keep the relationships that I've already made with people on my original team, but I do get to switch and see different styles of teams and different styles of projects.
I love that. Habiba, how about you on this?
I was just originally gonna add that. So me and Alex are actually in the same COE. We're also commercial, so same as Anna for
Hmm.
MEP. Um, the like difference between it's interesting because a lot of most people in our COE are pretty young. Like they're on the younger side, new to their career. Head of like our team, I guess, are also experienced engineers, but not completely seniors or
Hmm.
anything. But it is really nice to see, since everyone is on the younger side, we are working later. We are staying and spending more time with the interns. We are taking our time to teach them because older engineers, they've got, again, so many projects on their plate, or maybe they even go home a little earlier for their kids. So in my dynamic and me and Alex's dynamic, it's a little nicer because we have that flexibility with them to sit down with them. They don't have anything to rush or to get back
Hmm.
to, and they have made that time for us. And especially for me, since it is my second time around, I am also capable to teach the interns or at least like guide them. So then when I pass them on to the more experienced folk, it's a good balance and no
Yeah,
disconnect.
she is kind of teaching me right now about some mechanical stuff because originally I did electrical and then I switched halfway through the summer. So now she's kind of giving me her idea of how things work in mechanical, and I appreciate it.
Wow, that's so cool. But look at, I'm again not surprised, RTM giving you an opportunity early to be able to lead, guide, and mentor. And yeah, the way that you can because you've already experienced the internship there. I love that. Okay, I want to highlight an area of this line of questions real quick is what have you learned about a career in engineering? Did anything surprise you? Like, what do you know now about the real reality of potential? Well, what do you know about the real work? And I know that the way it is at RTM might not be the way it is everywhere, but what do you know that you didn't know before?
I'm gonna step into this one.
Yeah, please do.
I so a little expansion on just like how I framed my internships. I wanted, as someone who is new to the construction industry, I didn't understand how all the parts went together. Like, I didn't understand how the contractors received plans and then those plans got approved. Like, the line was like a little disconnect for me. So I made sure my first internship was with a contractor, starting from the ground up. How are they getting the plans? Blah, blah. Then obviously I was like, well, where's the engineering side? So I came here and I finally was able to connect those pieces. And I realized out of my two perspectives, which one I preferred, obviously. But for me, that was like the biggest eye opener because I remember seeing things on the field and being like, well, why wouldn't the engineer reply to us? And now I'm the engineer, and I'm like, yeah, just a little busy. Let me come around. So for me personally, that was the biggest full circle moment and the biggest step in my career as an engineer to understand the perspectives.
Hmm, that's so cool. Yeah, to have the both sides and to be able to have experienced what it feels like from those points of view. That's excellent. And now you're making a really informed decision and a repeat decision.
Right? Yeah.
Lovely. Anyone else on career learnings?
There's a real ebb and flow with the amount of work and the type of work that you get, which I wasn't fully expecting. I've been lucky enough to see the the kind of transition of work. When I arrived, it was kind of the sprint towards deadlines. And then we spent a couple of weeks with very light work where it was a lot more focus on completing goals for the team dynamic and for streamlining processes and making sure standards are up to date. And now it's on the flip side again, where we have started to have a lot of deadlines showing up. And so seeing that ebb and flow of like what becomes prioritized and how much work people tend to have, and seeing that it's not just the a large amount of work all the time is kind of nice. I do appreciate RTM and my team as well really prioritize improvement, continuous improvement. We have a meeting every week about it and working on our team dynamics and stuff that we can improve as a whole team that then can flow into the rest of our COE. It's definitely helped create this team, especially since the team that I'm on is only about a year old. So people were still just getting to know each other. And so they've put a lot of focus on improving all of our processes. And it's been pretty cool to see that that's a priority for our team and for our company rather than just getting the work done.
Mm, I love that so much. That is so cool. And I love that you write in those meetings as well, which speaks volumes. I feel like just a quick personal reflection is like you learn a lot about a company when you see how they treat their interns. Like, are they getting coffee or are they in the improvement meetings? Like it's a huge difference. Thank you, Anna. Anyone else on career stuff, career learning?
Yes, I have something. So I don't have experience actually in the field, but I can say that I've learned a lot by going on site visits and talking to people that are in the field and like learning about how they go into the construction process and like everything they do on the project.
Wonderful. What have you taken away from that you maybe didn't expect?
I guess just like how much coordination actually goes into it, because I've had two other internship experiences and I haven't really got to learn about all of that. So it's been nice actually being able to like coordinate with everybody during this internship.
Yeah, and how it all flows together. That makes sense. I can imagine a few of you have mentioned this, but it's hard to really understand that until you're in it. And the layers of how things work together, as Habiba said too.
I have a question for Shayla, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Anna, Alex, me, we're all MEP, and
Mhm.
you are structural.
Yeah.
So, I'm curious. So, for us, site visits, we are usually looking at existing buildings and we're looking at, oh, the existing electrical stuff, the existing ductwork, all that fancy stuff. So, what do you guys look for structurally on site visits?
So my site visits aren't existing. They're like once the construction has started. And it's normally whenever like the contractor or architect or somebody has a question about something and we need to go on site and actually figure it out. So,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. We don't have a structural team, so this is new to me.
Yeah.
Hmm, this is cool. Good on the moment, like swapping and sharing of information. Thank you, Habiba. That's great. So we're going to shift into the next part of our conversation about your futures and your intentions for the future. Like, what kind of job do you think you can imagine yourself wanting upon graduating? I know for some of you that's coming sooner than others. Any perspectives that have shifted because of your real world experiences interning and interning in other places? So, yeah, curious what you're headed for. Let's just start. I know it's tough. And it's okay if your plans change and what you say today is not what ends up happening.
I'm gonna say, since I'm only a junior and this is my first internship as well, it's kind of difficult to really know what I want to do in the future and kind of don't want to like set in stone yet, like what I want to do. So I'm trying to get the most experience out of everything. But originally, the reason why I chose architectural engineering was because of structural. So what I want to do in the future is maybe work on structural projects and all that, but with this internship, I'm getting experience in the MEP side of it. So just in case maybe like my change of heart happens and I like it, I thought might as well take the opportunity and try it out and see if I like it.
It's wise, Alex. Things do change, but it's wonderful that you're going in eyes wide open, wanting to get a smattering of experiences. Well done. Yeah.
So personally, the best part about RTM to me is the diversity of projects. As being in a commercial COE, at least, I get a bit of everything. Well, I'm pretty sure we have like an airplane hangar going on at the moment, or like, but overall, my team currently, we do a lot of vet clinics. And while that's on the smaller scale of like healthcare, I hope because I have that introduction, I can go into full scale like mechanical healthcare, like in my design future. And the even better part is that a lot of offices in RTM do healthcare. So if I do stay, that would be like perfect.
Yeah, and you've got different places you could go, possibly, which is so cool. And one thing I do know from enjoying so many conversations with people at RTM is the things that you're passionate about and want to do are usually what they want you to do. Like that's the core theme. Thanks, Habiba. That's great. Shayla or Anna?
I wouldn't say that my perspectives on what I want to do have necessarily shifted, but I do think having my internship here has really expanded my view on what exactly it is that I'll be doing. I want to go and be an acoustical engineer, an acoustical consultant. A lot of a lot of acoustics is just dealing with noise caused by mechanical systems or caused by plumbing systems. And so, having the experience of working on these systems and knowing how they're put together, how they're sized, why they're chosen the way they are, is has been helping inform kind of why those decisions are made, and then what exactly you can do as an acoustical consultant to then help mitigate all of that noise. So I do think that even though it hasn't necessarily shifted and made me want to do mechanical full time, it really has kind of broadened my knowledge, and it will be a great help in the future, knowing kind of knowing some of the background behind what it is I'm helping fix.
Wonderful. Yeah, shedding light on some of the realities. That's really interesting. It makes a lot of sense when you say it. Like you're dealing with noise and how to stop some noise, and that's a bigger part of it. That makes sense. How cool that you're so dialed in on that specific element of engineering, Anna. That's fun. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was something I didn't even know existed until my senior year of high school.
Hmm.
I had thought about healthcare and engineering and all of that kind of stuff, but then I was looking at doing an independent study on the design of theaters since I didn't want to take PE. So it's like, what can I use to fill that time? And then I kind of discovered that acoustical engineering and acoustical consulting was something that you could do full time. And it was a really good blend of what my passions were. So it was, and RTM has done a really fantastic job of helping foster that as well. We do have an acoustician on in our team,
Wow.
and so I've had weekly meetings with him where he'll explain his experiences as a consultant, stuff that he's worked on, how different tests work. And then I just send him a bunch of questions every week and he answers all of my questions. So it's been really pretty fantastic.
Okay. Shayla, have we heard from you yet?
Not yet. Anna, I just wanted to say that that's really cool that you figured out what you wanted to do so early on because I feel like a lot of people don't figure it out for a while. So that's really cool. I guess after I graduate, I definitely want to be a structural engineer for a while, but I also really enjoy the communication side of things. So hopefully in the future, I could be like a project manager or a team lead or something along those lines where I'm doing more like coordination with everybody. And then in the really far future, I think it'd be cool to go back and be a college professor and teach like statics or steel or concrete because both of my parents are teachers. So I definitely think I'd have like the personality for it and I think I would enjoy it a lot. But I obviously want to get experience first.
Okay. Professor on concrete and steel. Yummo.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Hey, this is so cool. Like from acoustics engineering to that to like it just embracing the fact that when you don't know, it's all good. This is just delightful. Okay, before we get into closing appreciations, is there anything else you guys want to share? Any last stories, even fun little nuggets and experiences you had? Anything else that comes to mind before we wrap up our lovely discussion? No? Cool. I'm going to ask this specific question. How about that? Have there been any fun team outings to just share, like on the culture side, like barbecues or?
Well, I have one. It's not really an outing. It was like a 3-day Mario Kart tournament, so the whole
Okay.
office participated. So what it was is we like did a bunch of tracks. Like we had like a bracket style method. So we started with like everyone on the first day, and then we like it dwindled down. And then on the final day, it was a Friday. There was three of us who raced. I was in the finals. I
Nice.
unfortunately did not get first place. I got third place, but the two other people were young. One was also an intern, and then the other one was from IT, so it kind of made sense that it worked out that way. And most of the older people in our office kind of dropped out early and were like, "Oh, no way, no way, we're going up against the younger people. Like they're way more experienced."
That's
So
awesome.
I thought it was pretty fun.
That is really unique. Was not expecting that. That's great. Thank you, Alex. Anyone else? You don't have to compete with the crazy Mario Kart tournament. That's pretty unique.
So we haven't done any yet, but this weekend a couple of the guys and me are doing a triathlon.
Whoa. Okay,
Yeah,
that's not usual either.
no. And then next Friday we're going on a float trip. So,
That's lovely. It is
yes.
down a river. Is that
Yeah.
local river? Cool.
Yep.
Wonderful. Wow. Very athletic and outdoorsy. That's awesome. Very good. Okay. Anything else?
They do something similar here, and so we have three offices in Colorado. We have one in Avon, one in Denver, and then one in Fort Collins. I'm not sure Fort Collins is on this outing, but it's like a week after I leave, and I'm so sad about it. But they do a camping trip every year, so they do, go for hikes. I think they do a 14er. I'm not sure which one they're planning on doing this year. But yeah, it's getting out and being in the mountains for, I think they do about, it's like 3 days or something like that. The only things that we've done since I've been here, it's like slightly after, I'm so sad about it, but is we've done, um,
How about that?
you're good. A lot of like, we've had both me, the other intern in this office, and then two others start. So every time we start, we all go out for like a studio lunch and so that we all get to know each other.
Awesome. Excellent. Wow. Some unique things so far. And Habiba, I mean, did you participate in the Mario Kart situation?
Yeah, I didn't make it past the first round.
That's okay. This is not, don't have to.
Because I've actually been, we, so our office, honestly, they do like 2 yearly outings, I want to say. But I was really unlucky last year. They were going to go play laser tag. Everyone got COVID. They postponed it. I was in school. I didn't go. But this year, I think we're doing in August, early August, we are going. It's like a game room. Like you can compete against each other. Like I don't know if you guys have seen those videos where like the tiles you can step on them and like it's like puzzles. But anyways, we're gonna be doing that. So
Hey, well, I'm glad I asked. This is not normal, any of it, in the best way. Sounds like a very, I mean, like everybody's interests, out in Colorado, of course, you're hiking, 14ers and triathlons and floats and Mario Kart contests and intense competitive games. I mean, okay, you've just showcased your culture well. Well done. Excellent. Well, this has been a really fun conversation, and I think it's been a lot more revealing than you might even realize about the level of RTM's culture, which is so great that you're able to experience so much of it in even just a summer internship. What we're moving into our closing appreciations where you get a chance to just any final reflections or appreciations to anyone, anything in particular, and just give you a chance to share. Anyone want to start? Abiba, you're up on my screen, so I'm going to ask you.
I couldn't tell. Everyone was like glancing at the unmute button.
I
Um, I more so want to do an appreciation. So my mentor, even though she is not directly my mentor, but she is, um, last year when I came in at like a rough time for the company, as in they had so many new hires. They were, growing, hustling, bustling. So they didn't really have that much time for me just initially. So Hope was a new hire and she took me under her wing and she taught me everything that I know now. And now on my second summer back, I'm working with her. So thank you, Hope Hedeke. Love you. Thank you for everything.
That's so cool. And it's so cool that, again, mentorship is happening at every level at RTM. I love that. Thank you, Hope. All right, who's next?
I'll also go ahead and thank my mentor. Both of my mentors have been really fantastic. They're very willing to answer all of my questions, and they don't act like anything is not worth questioning. And they've just been fantastic and have really made this internship worth it. So both Cameron, Ryan, and Josh have all made my experience really pretty great because they've made it so that I've been able to learn as well as getting hands-on experience.
Awesome. Big thanks to those guys. Alex or Shayla?
I'll go. I'll just thank all of the engineers in my office because I've worked with most of them and they're all super fun and easy to work with and they've all taught me something new. So
Wonderful.
Guess that I would thank my mentor as well, Andrew Gustafon. We call him Gus. So I don't know, like coming in, like he was super friendly and super personal guy. And originally when I started out, he's an electrical engineer, so I did electrical work with him. And then a couple weeks ago, I switched to mechanical, and then he would jokingly be like, "Oh, you're leaving us. You're no longer part of us." He was joking. He was like a joking guy, and I really appreciated the personability I had with him and all the conversations I had. So thank you, Gus.
Awesome. Thank you, Gus. Okay, so each of you, thank you so much for getting to share your stories, your perspectives, what you're thinking and learning. And I mean, RTM is also very lucky to have each of you. And thank you for coming on this podcast today and raising your hands to do that. But I really love getting to hear the nuggets you left us with because it's very revealing about a company and a culture, and the fact that you're able to say what you've said today is a huge mirror and something I know RTM appreciates getting to have shared. So thank you so much. And hey, I know I speak on behalf of everyone listening, but best of luck in the next year and in the future. And I look forward to hopefully getting to have a chat with you again on a future podcast because you've joined RTM full time sometime. All right. All right. Thank you so much. And just unmute yourselves, say bye. And this was a delight, everyone.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, it's really fun. Thank you, Alex, Habiba, Shayla, and Anna. And thank you, everyone, for listening today. And we look forward to seeing you, listening, chatting next time. Thank you for listening to this episode of Beyond Engineering, a podcast from RTM Engineering Consultants. To be notified of future episodes and to watch past episodes, please follow Beyond Engineering on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Until next time.